All right, Morgan, what are we talking about today? Today, we're actually answering your questions from Twitter about Upwork, freelance, and blogging. All right, so let's address the elephant in the room. We're clearly not in our original usual places. We had a family emergency, which took us out of town. As a lot of y'all know, we're sisters. And so when something like this happens, we kind of have to get a little portable and a little scrappy, which is why we also didn't have a solid plan for today's video. And we thought we'd just instead do a question and answer session. So, but hey, if you guys like this, we'll do it on the regular. So if you do want us to answer a future question in a future video, leave it in the comments below. Morgan posted a question this week. We're doing a Q&A. Comment with any questions you have for us. Topics include Upwork, graphic design, freelance, blogging, personal, all your burning questions. All your burning questions answered. Question from Ivan. One interesting question I discussed on Reddit sometime before. Do you know some freelancers use hourly rates like $49 per hour or $67.25 per hour or $9.99 per hour? What do you think about it? Some Redditors say it is stupid. However, I think it's okay. First of all, I think that all Redditors are a little troll-like, and they'll tell you that pretty much anything is stupid. You could tell you're on Reddit, and then we love you. Yeah, except for that. But no, you could tell Reddit that the sky is blue, and they'd be like, "Dude, it's totally green." So this question is about pricing yourself, essentially, whether or not nice round even prices work better than like really kind of oddball pricing. And there's actually sales psychology behind this, which is really quite interesting, and it really boils down to like what you're trying to accomplish. So if you're using like things like 99.99, you know, like the commercials that you see on television, like call now, only 19.99, or using like something like, you know, $16.25. Basically, what you're doing is you're kind of giving your customer in their head an idea that they're getting a bargain because $99 sounds so much cheaper than $100. And I mean, technically speaking, I guess that's fine if you want to come across as a bargain. But honestly, I think that works better in the retail world, right? When you're trying to make something seem like a deal. For what we do as freelancers, I actually think it's our personal jobs to come across as professionals, as a premium product, not a bargain, because when we market ourselves as a premium product and delivering a premium concierge kind of service, you know, our clients typically respect us a little bit more. They respect the product a little bit more. And so I think it really kind of boils down to how you want to market yourself. I don't hate the idea, though. I might try it. Hey, I'm gonna be sticking a nice round number. I'm a bargain. All right. We have a question from designer Adam. How to increase the invitations, as I'm top rated, but not getting any invitations. Okay, so without knowing what your Upwork profile looks like or knowing any details, if I had to just guess based on that limited information, I would probably say it is because you are not popping up in the search algorithm, because it sounds like you're top rated. I'm assuming that means you've got some good reviews under your belt. I would say most likely scenario, without knowing any additional information, is that you need to make sure that your profile is chock full of keywords and that it's very SEO friendly, and that you're mentioning things specifically in your Upwork profile that customers who are searching for freelancers like you would be looking for. Also, make sure that your portfolio is nice and robust and has plenty of case studies or work examples. But those are usually some of the most frequent offenders. If you're getting good feedback and you're top rated and you don't otherwise have a problem with, you know, closing clients, invitations typically come from just popping up in the Upwork search. And so to me, it tells me you're probably not popping up like you would like to in the Upwork search. Question from Mohammed. Even though I have a 4 to 5 star feedback from clients, I'm still not getting any work on Upwork. Any suggestions? I would say keep trying. You know, again, it's really difficult to know these things for sure without looking at your specific profile. It's a great question to ask yourself. You know, do you have plenty of portfolio examples? Sometimes reviews aren't enough. So make sure you're looking at your portfolio and making sure that you submit good proposals that have a wide variety of examples to show your clients. Make sure that you're checking all those boxes. I ditto that. We have another question from, excuse me on the pronunciation, Fahrettin. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. How do you become expert vetted? Okay, so it's a little chicken and the egg. We're going to assume that you're top rated plus, but y'all know the different badges go in this order: rising talent, top rated plus, and then finally expert vetted. So you do have to go through the whole ranking system first. But assuming you're top rated plus, expert vetted is a white glove hand-picked service. So what I would suggest that you do is do what I did. I just literally reached out to my personal contacts at Upwork. And if you don't have a personal contact at Upwork, contact customer service and ask them to personally vet you for the expert vetted program. And 9 times out of 10, somebody else will reach out and they'll say, hey, look, let's set up a meeting. And in that meeting, they'll just kind of like, ask you about your Upwork history and being a freelancer on Upwork and your experience. They do usually require that you have a significant amount of earnings under your belt and that you're have proven yourself capable of handling really large contracts and long-term contracts. But that's basically what I did. Expert vetted is actually the only designation on Upwork, unlike Rising Talent, Top Rated, and Top Rated Plus, that you do not get automatically. So you do have to actually proactively usually reach out for that, like I did.
One more question from Ivan. We all know Upwork is a leader. Can you suggest some similar platforms?
Yes, totally. So Upwork, of course, is the world's largest online freelancing platform. I'm not a commercial. I did not get paid to say that. But there are alternatives, right? Like for instance, Fiverr is one of the really big ones. I actually have an entire blog article, Alaina, that I recently wrote where I included 19 different places to find freelance work. I'll kind of link that below. I did target it for graphic designers, so it's a little skewed, but like most of the platforms that I mentioned, actually take all sorts of different kinds of freelancers. But some of the other big ones are freelancer.com, fiverr.com, Thumbtack even does a little bit of that. So there's plenty of other online platforms out there. I think Upwork and Fiverr are kind of like the two really big ones.
Oh, this is another great question. And it may be another one. I think this almost deserves its own video, probably. Great question.
Blogging question.
Blogging question from John. What are some search numbers you're looking for while deciding if a niche is worth it or not?
That's a fantastic question.
I think it's a great question. Honestly, I think we should do that one its own topic, honestly.
I mean, honestly, like it's not even always the numbers. My husband would actually completely agree. My husband is our third partner on our biggest blog, and he would probably say that it has to be into the hundreds of thousands, to really be worth it. To me, I would say at least probably 100,000 to be worth it. But honestly, I've actually found a lot of success in my freelance blog already, and found that it was easier to start up, even though it has like smaller numbers, just because there's less competition. And so I don't really think it's even overall traffic volume is like the end all be all. Yeah, I would say that look at strong overall traffic volume for like really, really super generic keywords like travel or food or something like that to make sure that you're getting at least into the 6-figure, if not 7-figure mark in terms of traffic. But like, don't be shied away. Like just because something has like 2 million global traffic or something, just to give you an example, versus like 200,000 traffic, doesn't necessarily mean that it's not like that it doesn't have potential. I think it does have potential. It just might not be like the biggest revenue producer, but it could be easier and quicker to get up off the ground, if that makes any sense, if there's less competition out there.
And my quick 2 cents, and honestly, I think we really could do a whole video on this. Something I've heard Brandon, I think, say from Rank IQ, I think food is definitely one of the like top niches, but it's also one of the most competitive. So like me personally, I wouldn't necessarily want to go for that. I chose when my third blog launching by myself, I wanted to go something less competitive. Does it have the numbers that some of those food blogs have? Not probably not, but like, I'm kind of a believer in being that red tree in the forest.
What is your niche, Alaina?
Board games.
Plug your website, Alaina.
Oh yeah, boardgamechick.com.
All right, guys. So that wraps up this edition of Morgan and Alaina Don't Have a Plan for this week's video. So let's do a Q&A. Tune in again sometime in the future when we also don't have a plan, and we might do this again. Also, make sure to follow me on all the socials at Morgan O Media, and do check out that link where I have lots of resources about how to find freelance jobs online.
I was going to say, where can they ask you more Twitter questions, Morgan?
At Morgan O Media on Twitter is where you can ask me more questions. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.